Oh, what a great, fascinating question we have today on Ask Me Anything. This is Dr. Michael Brown. My joy to be here to answer your questions 5 days a week, 5 minutes a day. We pack it in. Send your question to me. Send it to ask@god.tv. Post it on the God TV Facebook page, or, and again, make sure you say it's for me, or tweet it to God TV and use the hashtag AMA Dear Brown as an Ask Me Anything, Dr. Brown. This is a question from Spencer in the USA by email. And he asked this: does the Bible teach that the gospel has already been preached in the whole world based on Colossians 1:6, where Paul says it's bearing fruit through the whole world, Colossians 1:23, where Paul says the gospel's been preached to every creature under heaven, Romans 1:8, where he says your faith is being talked about all over the world? If so, has the end in Matthew 24:14 come? Jesus says that this gospel must be preached as a witness to the whole world, to all nations, and then the end will come. Has that end come? There are people who are called preterists. They believe that the promises about the second coming are past, that these things have already happened, that all of the words where Jesus said, I'm coming quickly, I'm coming soon, they all took place when the temple was destroyed in 70 AD, that Jesus came in judgment, and that's the end that was spoken of, and that the gospel has gone to all nations. Is that true? No. I'm sure there are important references in the New Testament to the destruction of the temple, but that was hardly the marking point for all of the world. That was hardly the marking point for the Gentile world. And the mission continued to take the gospel around the earth in the years following. And you would have to say, if you're a preterist, that the book of Revelation is written before AD 70, and the great majority of Revelation scholars reject that. And I, too, as a student of the book of Revelation, reject that. But let's look at these verses. In Colossians 1:6, Paul says that the word is bearing fruit around the world. All he means is wherever it's going, it's bearing fruit. And wherever it's gone, it's bearing fruit. And in the known world there, as the gospel is going forward, it's bearing fruit. Colossians 1:23, the gospel has been preached to every creature under heaven. Did Paul actually believe? Come on, stop and think for a minute. Did Paul actually believe that every creature, every human being, forget animals, right? Every human being in the entire globe had heard the gospel? Obviously not. Because he kept talking about, he writes about going to places where the gospel's not yet been preached, all right? So obviously, that's not what he's saying. You could say, like other ancient writers, he's using some degree of hyperbole. I don't think so. I think it means wherever we go, we preach to everybody. This gospel's been preached to everybody, rich, to poor, to kings, to servants, to men, to women, to Jews, to Gentiles. It's been preached to every creature under heaven. That's all he's saying. And we know after Colossians, he's still going to continue to preach the gospel. And he writes to the Romans about the fullness of the Gentiles coming in and all Israel being saved. That hasn't happened. The end of Acts 28. What's happened at the end of Acts 28? The Jewish listeners, only a small remnant listen. Others, their hearts are hardened. They don't hear. And yet Paul speaks of the day when there'll be a national turning of Israel. So no, of course this has not yet happened. When Paul says in Romans 8, your faith is known throughout the world. Again, wherever there are believers, anywhere in different parts of the world, they had all heard about the faith of the Romans. So no, the gospel has not yet been preached as a witness to all nations. That end has absolutely, definitively not come yet. We continue to reach out. Revelation 7 says that there'll be a people from every tribe, language on the planet. That has still not happened. The gospel is still going forward. We are still seeing the fullness of the Gentiles come in. The harvest remains ripe. We still await the day of Israel's salvation. So no, that end has not yet come. But we labor, preaching the gospel, serving the Lord, honoring Him, to see that day come quickly. All right, if you've got more questions about the end times, prophecy, preterism, things like that, go to my website, askdrbrown.org, askdrbrown.org. Check out the resources, search in the digital library, join our support team there as well, and make sure you get my newsletter. Everything waiting for you at askdrbrown.org. I'll see you next time right here on God TV.
Thank you for watching the program. Dr. Brown is here to answer your questions. If you have something you want to ask, then either email ask@god.tv, tweet #AMADRBrown, or go to the God TV Facebook page. We want to hear your question, so please contact us today.